They called him Achilles, son of a sea goddess, born of a mortal king, destined to be the most powerful warrior the world would ever know, and to die young. When he was a baby, his mother Thetis dipped him in the river Styx, the underworld's dark waters, to make him invincible. But she held him by the heel, one small place left untouched. His only weakness? Achilles grew up fast, strong, proud. He could outrun stallions, fight entire battalions, and kill without missing a step. They said no man could beat him, and he believed it. Then came the Trojan War, the greatest war ever told. Paris of Troy had taken Helen, the queen of Sparta. The Greeks gathered 1,000 ships, 10 years of battle, and leading the charge, Achilles. He slaughtered Trojans like storms tear down trees. His rage was unmatched. His presence on the battlefield meant death. But Achilles didn't care about the war. He cared about glory. Then something happened that even Achilles couldn't fight. His best friend Patroclus wore his armor into battle and was killed by Hector, Prince of Troy. That day Achilles changed. He didn't scream. He didn't cry. He simply said, "I will kill Hector." And he did. He dragged Hector's body for days around the city of Troy. Even the gods watched in silence. But no glory comes without a price. In the shadow of the walls of Troy, Paris, Hector's brother, aimed a single arrow guided by the god Apollo. The arrow found the one place Thetis never dipped his heel. And just like that, the greatest warrior the world had ever seen fell. Not in battle, not in glory, but by fate. Ow. They say when Achilles died, even the skies wept. The war didn't end that day, but something else did. Fear, because when a god-like man could die, all men knew they could too. Achilles was many things. A legend, a demigod, a force of nature. But some knew him as the son of a king, others as a god among men. But to his mother, he was always her little boy, strong, brave, a little reckless. When he was born, the seers had already told Thetis, sea goddess of the deep, that her son would have two possible fates. If he lived a normal life, he would grow old and die peacefully. But if he went to war, he would become a hero of legend. Now, Thetis loved her son more than anything, so to protect him, she chose the first option, keeping him hidden away from the world, hoping to shield him from danger. She made him mortal. But Achilles wasn't any ordinary child. No. As he grew older, his strength surpassed all mortals. He was faster than the swiftest steed, fiercer than the wildest lion, stronger than the mightiest bull. Yet he was bored. He longed for more than the sheltered life his mother had planned for him. Then he heard tales of the Trojan War, of heroes and glory, and his heart burned with desire. Against his mother's wishes, he joined the Greek army. When the time came for the Greeks to sail for Troy, Thetis went to warn her son. Seeing his fierce determination, she knew she couldn't stop him. Instead, she gave him two gifts, a cloak of darkness and a set of armor forged by the gods. With these, Achilles could go to war without fear. At least that was the plan. Achilles thrived in battle, led the Myrmidons, a group of elite Greek warriors. They followed him into the thick of the fight, where he made a name for himself, not just as a great fighter, but as a fierce leader. For 10 long years, he fought against the Trojans, gaining glory and power. But his mother's gifts were not without their consequences. The cloak of darkness brought him many victories, but it also isolated him from his fellow Greeks. The armor made him almost invincible, but it couldn't protect him from the pain of losing those he loved. In a moment of anger, Achilles killed his close friend Patroclus. Grief-stricken and guilt-ridden, he let his emotions guide him. He became unstoppable, taking out anyone who stood in his path. He raged for days, finally confronting Hector, the Trojan prince who had killed Patroclus. Their battle was epic, a clash of titans, each determined to win. But in the end, Achilles prevailed, killing Hector and dragging his body around the city of Troy. After the death of Hector, Achilles was finally ready to end the war. He led the Greeks to victory, fulfilling his destiny as a great hero. But in the end, his victory was short-lived. He was killed in battle, struck by an arrow in his heel, the one spot his mother had not been able to protect. As he lay dying, Achilles realized the cost of his glory. He had lost friends, family, and now he was about to lose his life. In his final moments, he made one last request of his mother. He wanted to be remembered not as a great warrior, but as a good man, someone who fought for what was right, someone who was more than just his strengths and weaknesses. And so it was that Achilles, the greatest warrior who ever lived, died not with a sword in his hand, but with the memory of a good man.